All of that is what politicians brought here. We must treat everyone on the same footing. It's not because you are in the government that you should have particular advantages in your area. There must be an industrial zone in each region, so that the children of the region are employed in these different industries that will be created there.
In the heart of West Africa, where resilience meets revolution, a young captain has become more than just a leader. He is a voice of a generation hungry for dignity, sovereignty, and justice. On the 14th of June 2025, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, president of Burkina Faso, arrived in the town of Manga, not with promises on paper, but with blueprints in hand. In a nation scared by decades of underdevelopment, insecurity, and foreign dependency, Traoré's message was bold. Burkina Faso must rise by its own hands, by bricks, and by field. But this wasn't just a presidential visit, it was a turning point in front of thousands. He laid out his vision: roads to connect the forgotten, industries to retain wealth, and skills to empower the youth. This is the story of that speech, of that vision, of a rural town becoming the symbol of a new Burkina Faso, one that works, one that builds, and one that believes. As Captain Ibrahim Traoré stepped out of the convoy, greeted by cheering crowd, he raises his hand in acknowledgement. Banners read, "Faso Mêbo, the new rural development campaign." My dear compatriots, I have come to Manga to start a new chapter, one where no region remains isolated. We will break the pattern of neglect that has plagued our countryside. He referenced the Faso Mêbo initiative, forming regional road brigades to link remote villages to markets and schools to be operational by 2026. This is about more than just a road, it's about human dignity. We must train our people, especially women and youth, in the skills needed to build our nation, as Captain Ibrahim Traoré said.
But I must admit that it is with immense pleasure that we are here this morning for these fruitful discussions, and also to take the opportunity to share the continuation of our vision, the ongoing perspectives, so that we can together chart our course. As they said, stay on this course until the final objective. I would like first and foremost to pay tribute to all our fighting forces who are on the ground, be they the National Armed Forces, the Internal Security Forces, the VDP, the Kogel-Wogo, everyone who works to ensure these forces have intelligence and can progress on the ground. We pay tribute to them, and it is thanks to them that we can today find ourselves in certain forests to plant medicinal trees, as we launched this morning. And it is thanks to them that we can also gather here to commune and exchange on the development of our homeland. We chose the South Central region for the launch of our reforestation campaign, but especially for medicinal plant groves. Because in the health system, we are undergoing a reform to incorporate our medicinal plants, which are cultural values we have long held. Our ancestors treated themselves with these plants, and even today, we treat ourselves with plants. We therefore want to develop this aspect so that we have the choice to treat ourselves with plants, or with modern medicine, or by combining the two. And moreover, our researchers are working tirelessly to allow us to refocus on our plants. And I think they have already discovered many medicines with well-defined dosages from our medicinal plants, which contain natural molecules that are quite good for treating many ailments. Manga is also renowned for its traditional medicine, so we chose to be in this region to launch, and the activity will continue throughout the territory in the different provinces. And we hope in the coming years to have such groves in all departments of Burkina Faso, and that all our scholars in this field can also express their talents. I planted a small forest on my small farm, and every day I go there and am under the trees. I am very happy. It brings a pride that cannot be expressed. So I urge everyone to plant, maintain, and watch the tree grow. It's truly a pleasure. Many grievances have been raised through the exchanges just now, but they can be summarized in a few key points because the grievances overlap. And I will go point by point, or rather grouped points, to explain where we are and where we are going, because it is very important at every moment to be able to exchange and tell you what stage we are at and where we are heading. That is also the revolution. The revolution is to communicate and make the people, the popular masses, understand what we are doing and where we are going. And as long as we don't communicate, we cannot understand each other. So there is a constant need, whenever the opportunity arises, to communicate. You see that the enemies of the nation do not lack, in any case, ink or saliva to speak, well, I would say, against Burkina or against the AES. And it goes without saying that we too must communicate as best we can, so that the rest of the world understands that what they say about Burkina is not necessarily true. And I want to salute the presence of Mr. Onana among us, an international Cameroonian footballer who came to support his brother Bertrand for the activities of his foundation, and who accompanied us this morning to the forest there for the planting, and who are currently in the hall here. And I think it's a proof. I think it's a tangible proof of what we are seeking in our struggle, that Africa unites. And I said it. There is no border between Cameroon and Burkina. We are Africans. That is the priority. Being in Europe, they are Africans. Being in Africa, they are Africans. And so, there is no reason for us to put up barriers between us. And I hope that all Africans can unite, following the example they are giving us. And also, secondly, it's a message he came to convey, because it's certainly not easy for everyone in England to understand the situation in Burkina with the imperialist media that spreads all sorts of things. This morning, in any case, he was in the forest with us. We did the planting, we drove together, and we are here. So I think that back in Manchester, you will make him understand that Ouagadougou is not in chaos, as they say. We know war, certainly, but we are continuing the fight, and we will recover the entirety of our territory and secure it. That is the objective. So thank you again to all these ambassadors who spread the message that Burkina remains standing. Let's talk about the issue of infrastructure, transport infrastructure. And I was just telling certain authorities that it's a crucial problem for all of Burkina Faso. We don't have enough roads. We have very few roads, and the few roads we have are deteriorating. So, it's an observation we've made. The road networks suffer a lot. That's why we decided to launch the Faso Mêbo initiative, which is only at its beginning, but the objective is to provide each region with a road construction brigade. And the first brigades have arrived. You've heard about it. God willing, in a few days, other brigades will be here. And we want every region to have its brigade before the end of the year. Once each region has its brigade, generally the recruitment, meaning the majority of the workforce, will be done in the region to build the roads of the region. So I invite you to embrace this initiative, to make the initiative your own when your brigade is there, to do everything possible so that it can quickly build the maximum number of roads you desire. And we will continue in that direction, so that even the rural tracks you spoke of, everything will be built. That's the objective. So, by 2026, normally, we should build many roads. We have ambitions to build thousands of kilometers each year. And if we talk about thousands of kilometers, it means that necessarily the roads you mentioned here, whether from Po going towards the north, from unspecified city, going towards the border, Guelongo, Zeko, everything must be paved by then. So your brigade will come, and you will take care of it. So you will welcome it, and you will get to work, so that everyone puts their hand to the plow, and you will build your roads yourselves. You will maintain your roads yourselves. And so, I count on everyone when the brigade comes to contribute, whether you are an economic operator or a producer. Everyone must contribute to the construction of these transport infrastructures. Regarding the health aspect, I think the Manga Regional Hospital, CHR, is practically finished, and I think many things may be missing, but the ministry is working tirelessly to equip all CHRs. And we found situations where minimal imaging equipment was non-existent. I remember last year or the year before, I visited Po at the officer cadets graduation, and I heard that in that large city, there wasn't even an ultrasound machine, no device to perform an ultrasound when a woman needed one. But we were able to solve the problem, but it was only a temporary fix. This is to tell you how poorly equipped our hospitals truly were. But the ministry is working tirelessly, and I think many devices are being installed, whether imaging machines, dialysis machines, and many other things. It's ongoing, so all those who have not yet been served, I can assure you that you will be served, and you will no longer need to travel to large centers for certain examinations. The same applies to geriatric units for the elderly. So, they are thinking about a global model. It's true that in Ouagadougou, a model was launched in Koudougou, in Bobo Dioulasso. We had to halt construction first so that the ministry could think about a global model that can be implemented everywhere. That is, a single model, and not a model that will lose value in 5 to 10 years. Everything we want to build today, we want that in 50 years. People don't say it's outdated. We must build with longevity in mind. This is in the same vein. Even the Bobo-Ouaga highway, what was planned was just 2 lanes in each direction. But I said 2 lanes in each direction in 10 years would be obsolete. We need to aim for 3 lanes in each direction, or even 4 lanes in each direction, so that it is large enough, wide enough. So, everything we want to do in this regard, we are thinking about doing it sustainably. So, it may take a little time, but the ministry is working tirelessly. They will propose something to us very soon. In the same vein, regarding youth training, I fully agree that whether it's youth or women, we need to train ourselves and get employed, because no matter what anyone says, the state cannot employ everyone. That's impossible. But when it comes to rural areas, we are trying to make efforts through initiatives. I think today, everyone, well, many are managing to get by. In terms of plowing, in terms of seeds, in terms of inputs. People are managing to get by. The proof is that the region itself had a surplus last year in terms of production. We thank God for that. And I hope that this year again, you will exceed the production you achieved last year. But the need for training is enormous, because youth need to be able to take care of themselves, and women need to be able to be self-employed. That's why we have reformed the education system, to create a Ministry of Secondary Education and Vocational Training. We want to emphasize this vocational training. What is the reality? It is through this that we can truly create employment. Otherwise, let me give you an example. The economic operator, when he spoke, he talked about fabric threads and so on. It's a reality. We produce cotton in Burkina and we export it. We've been doing that since independence, and we're happy. They pay us. They set a price for the producers, right? They tell you, we pay at such and such a price. You produce, we take it, we leave, and that's it. We've taken a few bundles and we're happy. No, that's dangerous. We must transform. And I think we launched a project in Bobo recently, certainly for the Army Task Force. It was supposed to open in unspecified month. But midway through execution, we deemed it necessary to expand to produce fabric that could be used for other civilian outfits, notably t-shirts, jeans, and everything that goes with it, and to produce yarn. This means the unit hasn't opened yet. We've given them additional time, because the factory has become much larger than it was supposed to be. But the equipment is there. They are in full construction. During my last visit, I went to see, and it won't be the only factory. We need to establish them everywhere to transform our cotton. We must no longer sell our cotton, for example, raw. We must transform it on site, either into yarn or something else. Medical cotton and everything, even today, You go to our pharmacies, absorbent cotton, or what doctors call it, compresses and so on. You pay, but it's cotton. We pay your kilo of cotton at 200 and something CFA francs. We transform it. You go and pay a few grams at 1,000 francs. But it's vocational training that can lead us to create or maintain machines that will allow us to transform that. That's why we're focusing on it. And all our production, by the way, agricultural production, we need to train our mothers, our sisters in transformation, because today they try to do it on a small scale, but we need to do it on a large scale. Otherwise, everything we export raw, and then we go and pay for the finished product again. It's just our jobs that we're exporting. We're focused on this because it's a challenge. We must succeed. Today, I like to use concrete examples. I say, well, I'll take, for example, Madame Governor. And when you come home in the evening, you have a coat rack, perhaps. Something where you hang your clothes, right? I bet most of you have that in your homes. But where do you go to buy it? It's rare for our carpenters to make wooden coat racks. People have pillars with small arms, towel racks. What are they called? You remove the bar, you hang it up. You pay for that. The economic operators will tell us where they go to buy them. It's in Dubai. It's in China. You go and buy them, but it's just metal with a few small branches. Are we not capable of manufacturing that here? Do you understand a little? The last time, I was telling the ministers about the school benches. You see how they are? We take a truck to transport school benches from Ouagadougou, from Manga, even to a village. We put maybe 40 school benches in it. It's full. But can't we think about creating a table that can fold and unfold? Then the truck transports more. It's easier even for the students there on site and everything. They found the formula. They will popularize it. There are many things we are capable of doing, but I tell myself, all of this are the effects of colonization. The spirit has been somehow blocked, and we have been told that we must consume, yet we must create. And you must believe in yourselves. If we don't believe in ourselves, we cannot succeed. And that is the purpose of our permanent communication. Youth must believe in themselves. Everyone must believe in themselves. And it's possible. Today, we are scouting for talent everywhere, inventors and all. We are waiting to set up, as I said last time, a center that will be like an incubator so that you do vocational training. It's true, but we will do practical work and we must create many things ourselves, on site. There is no reason for us to pay for everything outside. We buy everything from abroad. It's jobs that we are giving to other countries. Do you agree with me? Go home. Look, there are many utensils, many items at home. You ask yourself, but why can't we manufacture them here? Why should we pay to buy them abroad? It's the same thing in the army where I said, well, I'm not ordering any more armored vehicles. It's over. We manufacture them. Either we succeed or we succeed. That's what's happening now. What we ordered, that has arrived. That's it. What's on its way, that's it. But it's over. We're not ordering anymore. We're going to manufacture them on site. Don't be afraid to fail. We can try. It might not work. We'll modify. We'll try again. But we will succeed. That's it too. So we must have confidence in ourselves. All the industrial units that we buy from outside, you are capable of making them. You often go and buy industrial units, you realize it's just a conveyor belt with an electric motor that makes something move, assembling small cubes. We can do it. We have welders capable of doing it, but we often don't have confidence in ourselves. Or we are consumers. We go and buy everything from outside. So, vocational training, we are emphasizing it, organizing it. You see that many centers that were even dead are being revived. There's the center in Bobo that was completely closed for over 5 or 10 years. I don't know anymore. We are renovating everything. We're going to install laboratories, practical rooms, so that people can manufacture. Otherwise, the slightest thing, even you all ride motorcycles here, the simple nuts and bolts, we buy everything from abroad. So that brings me to the economic operators. So they wanted an industrial zone in Manga. That's a very good idea. We will even look at the ministry to create industrial zones in all regions, because industries will not concentrate in Bobo Owaga. No, no, no. We're going to put industries everywhere because right now, nothing's happening, you see. There will be so many industries. We need to manufacture, create here. And I invite you to unite too, to create units. I told many people who go to order the, what are they called? Leathers, the lotus, what have you, from China. I tell them, aren't you ashamed to pay for that there? Buy the machines, come and manufacture here. But they are doing it. They are almost finished. And so, those who go to pay for the, what are they called? Nuts, the sprockets, the motorcycle parts, what's it called? Spare parts. But and the machines came to manufacture here, we have them. No, there are technicians who are currently being trained in certain technical high schools to operate this kind of machines. And so, we must be able to create many things on site. We cannot continue to pay abroad for everything. Even the Minister of Agriculture, he's not here, I told him last year. We placed an order for a certain number of items, the agricultural equipment we handed over. But I say by 2026, when we hand over almost everything, it must be manufactured in Burkina. And we are working on that. So he is working with the Minister of Technical Education so that he can bring out young talents from schools and manufacture. So training centers will continue to be created, and we will continue to train youth, to train our mothers, our sisters in transformation, in industrial units, so that our country can be industrialized. And we transform everything on site. And I say industrialize. I didn't say robotize, because I am also against excessive robotization there. You see, or an industrial unit where perhaps 1,000 people should work. We end up putting everything on artificial intelligence. Everything is mechanized. Ultimately, only 2 people work. The machines do the rest. I am also against that. So we will make sure that we are in the sweet spot where youth are employed and wealth is well redistributed everywhere. So we are on this path. So regarding training centers, I think we've taken that into account. The dams, as you said, are to support agriculture. We are very aware. You've seen the dams we've started to clear everywhere. If you look at the dates, you'll be told they were built in 1950, 1960, 1900, unspecified year. Ah, that's serious. Even the dam in Po, they told me the story of the dam in Po. The dam is almost 100 years old, but it's terrible. Everything is blocked now. But what are we doing? Everywhere, it's blocked. That's why we revived NBA and revived, currently equipping Sonature to be able to clear all these existing dams and redo the dikes and dig new dams. They have received the first equipment, they have started the work, but many other pieces of equipment are on their way. We hope that by the end of 2025, they will truly be at a certain level to be able to act everywhere. So dams will be dug a bit everywhere, so that people can cultivate 2, 3, even 4 times a year, if they wish. It's the same for deep boreholes. I think the Ministry of Environment is here, right? You've already placed the order for drilling machines? Yes, they've placed the order for drilling machines, and we hope to have them before the end of the year. We want to drill boreholes, go beyond what you know. Meaning not staying at 100 meters, 150 meters. We want to drill up to 1,000 meters at least, to have real water sources, so that you can do agriculture, livestock, whatever you want. In any case, perennial water. And that's ongoing now. Boreholes are underway, but we had to bring in companies from elsewhere to do it. But we want to pay for our boreholes, and do it ourselves here in Burkina.
After the speech, President Captain Ibrahim Traoré tours a newly built workshop. He inspects equipment, speaks with trainees, young women learning to repair tractors, men training in agro-processing. He applauds their effort, takes selfie and signs a pledge to expand these sectors. Then he visits the start of roadworks. He picks up a shovel, digs in, cheered on by local workers, a symbolic movement of government and people working side by side. Today, you saw a man of the people, but tomorrow I expect to see a nation of self-sufficient artisans, farmers, engineers, and entrepreneurs. Let Manga be the first of many steps in building a new Burkina Faso. That is a powerful message from the president, one hero, the last hero of Africa, Captain Ibrahim Traoré of Burkina Faso. Guys, make sure your opinions are put in the comment section. Whatever you think about this powerful speech, drop it in the comment section. And don't forget, Onana was at the gathering to pay respect to this wonderful Africa hero. Thank you for watching this channel.